Hey there, welcome back. You know you're a bike racing nerd when you look forward to the number crunching after the race as much as the race itself. I've been doing a year of structured training and it's expensive and committing. So let's crunch the numbers and see if structured training was worth it. So for this video, I'll compare my performance in the Salida 76 gravel race, which is a steep course in Colorado held in September. I did Salida 76 in 2023 just before I started structured training, and again in 2024 after a full year of structured training. So here's my power curve for this 2024 Salida 76 race in green. And here's my power curve from the 2023 version in red. So out to an hour duration, my power curve was much better in 2024 than in 2023. So specifically, if you look at the 20-minute duration, I was about 15 watts better in 2024 than 2023 for an improvement of 6%. So that's not bad at all, considering that I've been racing for about 10 years and I need to work pretty hard to get incremental gains compared to a relative newbie who's just picked up the sport as making huge gains at first. So watts is not everything. On a 65-mile race course with a whopping 7,000 feet of elevation gain, watts per kilo is more important. So again, at that 20-minute duration, I did 249 watts at a body weight of about 101 kilograms in 2023. That's 2.47 watts per kilo. I lost about 3 kilograms for 2024, and I got 264 watts, that lower body weight, which is a watts per kilo of 2.69. So that's an 8.5% improvement over 2023. In absolute terms, these are not impressive numbers, but consider A, that I'm not going at full gas for that duration. It's a long day, so I can't blow up in 20 minutes, and B, that this race tops out at 10,000 feet or 3,300 meters of elevation. So at sea level, these numbers will be about 15% higher. So again, watts is not everything, and nor is watts per kilo everything. In racing, all that really matters is speed. So here are my chip split times from the 2023 Salida 76 race. I'm going to be comparing my time at the CR22A station. In 2023, my chip time was 4 hours 54 minutes, which put me at 136 out of 308 total riders, or in the top 44%. So here's the same split times for 2024. I was a whopping 1 hour faster to the CR22A point than in 2023. That's 20% faster, which is actually quite amazing. This was good enough to put me in 122nd place out of 356, or in the top 34%. So that's a huge improvement in average speed, and I was thrilled to move up that far in the standings. It's worth pointing out that in 2023, the course was extremely muddy, which certainly explains some of the speed difference. I also didn't stop at any aid stations in 2024, whereas I spent about 10 minutes at aid 2 in 2023. You might be wondering why I didn't compare my time to the finish. So unfortunately in 2024, I had an issue with the drivetrain, specifically the rear derailleur cable was slipping, which caused me to lose access to my lowest 3 gears. And there's some 10 or 12% grades on that last climb to the finish, so I had to walk up those hills, or I chose to walk. I made a video last year where I compared my speed on some Strava segments to my friend Mark's. Mark got 7th place in 2023, so click on the card above to view that video. Mark is a much lighter rider than me, but we tend to climb at about the same absolute power. So it was interesting to see just how much of a penalty extra weight was on my speed as a function of the grade of the incline. So I made the same comparison for the 2024 Salida 76 race. This year, Mark gained a few kilos and I lost a few kilos, so the curve is different. So I've overlaid those two curves for you here. The blue curve is, again, from 2023, and the red is from 2024. So if you look at, for instance, a 5% grade, notice that the curves are about 6% apart. So specifically last year, I was climbing 5% grades about 31% slower than Mark. So by reducing our weight difference by about 5 kilos or 12 pounds, this year I was climbing about 25% slower. So obviously this is a very small data set. It's just 2 riders on 1 race course, but as a bike nerd, I find this really interesting. It does help me understand how much speed I gain by losing weight, or how much power I would need to gain to hold the wheel of lighter riders on hilly courses like Salida 76. So back to the original question, was a year of structured training worth it? On a real race course, I saw an improvement in 20-minute power of 6% and an 8.5% improvement in my 20-minute watts per kilo. So when I compared my relative performance to my much lighter friend Mark, I was able to reduce my relative disadvantage on hilly segments by about 20% from a combination of weight loss and power increase. And the most important thing for racing, I saw a whopping 20% improvement in my average speed over the 60 miles of this rough gravel race course, and which caused me to move way up in the standings. Some of this is certainly down to higher watts per kilo, but another part of this was that my coach actually taught me some techniques to surf the climbs, which is essentially a time trial technique, which you're trying to maximize speed and not just grind at 1 power on a rolling terrain. So hopefully you enjoyed geeking out with me today. If you found this interesting, please click on the like button. Yeah, sure, it feeds my ego a little bit, but most importantly, it actually feeds YouTube's algorithm. It helps YouTube recommend similar videos to you, and it helps steer other similar viewers to this video. So let me know in the comments what you thought of this. Take care.